Hello and welcome. This is Mountain Blade Warband, and I'm some guy you've never heard of. I have been itching to play this again. It's been a few years. I haven't played it on the channel yet. Um, and I've always kind of wanted to, so here we go. Welcome, adventurer, to Mountain Blade Warband. Before beginning the game, you must create your character. Remember that in the traditional medieval society depicted in the game, war and politics are usually dominated by male members of the nobility. It does not, however, mean that you should not choose to play a female character, or one who is not of noble birth. Male nobles may have a somewhat easier start, but women and commoners can attain all of the same goals, and in fact, may have a much more interesting if more challenging early game. Select your character's gender. We're gonna go male. There's like some of the gameplay that you just can't really do as a female. Um, you were born years ago in a land far away. Your father let's see, an impoverished noble, a traveling merchant, a veteran warrior, a hunter, a steppe nomad, a thief, or go back. Well, we're gonna go with an impoverished noble. You came into the world a son of declining nobility, owning only the house in which they lived. However, despite your family's hardships, they afforded you a good education and trained you from childhood for the rigors of aristocracy and life at court. You started to learn about the world almost as soon as you could walk and talk. You spent your early life as... I could go all in on this and be a page at an old man's court. A stepchild. Yeah, we're gonna go all in on this and be a page at a nobleman's court. As a boy growing out of childhood, you were sent to live in the court of one of the nobles of the land. There, your first lessons were in humility, as you waited upon the lords and ladies of the household. But from their chess games, their gossip, even the poetry of great deeds and courtly love, you quickly began to learn about the adult world of conflict and competition. You also learned from the rough games of the other children, who battered at each other with sticks in imitation of their elders' swords. Then, as a young adult, life changed as it always does. You became... See, I'm tempted to just go all in on the noble upbringing, but also kind of tempted to be a university student. No, I think we're going to go all in on this. We're a squire. We're going to start as an impoverished knight. Through the distinctions felt sudden, though the distinction felt sudden to you, somewhere along the way you had become a man, and the whole world seemed to change around you. When you were named squire to a noble at court, you practiced long hours with weapons, learning how to deal out hard knocks, and how to take them too. You were instructed in your obligations to your lord, and of your duties to those who might one day be your vassals. But in addition to learning the chivalric ideal, you also learned about the less uplifting side, old warrior stories of ruthless power, politics, of betrayals and usurpations, of men who used guile as well as valor to achieve their aims. But soon everything changed, and you decided to strike out on your own as an adventurer. What made you take this? What made you take this decision was... We're going to go with lust for money and power. Only you know exactly what caused you to give up your old life and become an adventurer. To everyone else, it's clear that you're now motivated solely by personal gain. You want to be rich, powerful, respected, feared. You want to be the one whom others hurry to obey. You want people to know your name and tremble whenever it is spoken. You want everything, and you won't let anyone stop you from having it. Become an adventurer and ride to your destiny. Alright, we get to pick a flag because we're starting as a noble. I think we're gonna go with the eagle here. I like the black and white. I like the really nicely detailed eagle there. What will the game's saving policy be? No, we're going realistic. I find that's better for things like that are better for Let's Playing. Realistic, no quitting without saving. Now enter your name and distribute your attribute, skill, and weapon points. You can click on various elements on the screen to learn how each one will affect your character. Alright. I think we're gonna name him Conrad something. There we go. Let's just steal a historical last name. Conrad de Monfort. Alright. Everything is good to a certain point. I got 4 attributes to spend. I think I'm gonna go Strength 1 and Int 3. Alright, I've got 9 skill points. Trainer is one of the absolute best to have. Pathfinding and spotting are good. Our leadership's already maxed for us at the moment. Those are writing. Weapon Master. Power Strike is also currently maxed for us. Iron Flesh is almost always worth it. And then I've got 3 more skill points. Alright, we'll put 1 in Pathfinding. I have 1 in Looting already. That's cool. I'm 1 in Spotting. Oh, that was Inventory Management. Oh, I really don't want to have to reset all my changes. And it's a good skill to have. Okay, so there we go. We put 3 in Trainer, 3 in Iron Flesh, 1 in Pathfinding, 1 in Spotting, and 1 in Inventory Management. And we're just going to go ahead and put all of these into one-handed. Oh wait, I can't. Alright, we'll put 1 into Archery then. Alright, adjust your character's face using the buttons and sliders to rotate the head, click on it, and drag the mouse. Cool. Alright, let's go with that skin tone. Alright, I like that mustache and beard. Alright, hair. Yeah, I think I like that. De-age him a bit. And make his hair darker. Alright, maybe I don't like that skin tone. That one's really pale. I know what, I like that one. Let's go with that. And I really don't feel like messing with all this stuff. You hear about Calradia, a land torn between rival kingdoms battling each other for supremacy. A haven for knights and mercenaries, cutthroats and adventurers, all willing to risk their lives in pursuit of fortune, power, or glory. In this land which holds great dangers and even greater opportunities, you believe you may leave your past behind and start a new life. You feel that finally you hold the key of your destiny in your hands, free to choose as you will, and that whatever course you take, great adventures will await you. Drawn by the stories you hear about Calradia and its kingdoms, you join a caravan to Proven in the kingdom of Swedia. Aimed by caravan through the heartland of Calradia, green shoots of wheat, barley, and oats are beginning to push through the dark soil of the rolling hills, and on the lower slopes of the snow-capped mountains, herds of cattle and sheep are grazing on spring grass. Occasionally, too, you catch sight of one of the great war horses that are the pride of the Swedian nobility. The land here is rich, but also troubled, as the occasional burnt-out farm bears witness. You keep a wide berth of the forests, where desperate men have taken refuge, and it is some relief when you crest a ridge and catch sight of the great port of Proven, its rooftops made golden by the last rays of the setting sun. Continue. You are exhausted by the time you find the inn in Proven and fall asleep quickly. However, you awake before dawn and are eager to explore your surroundings. You venture out onto the streets, which are still deserted. All of a sudden, you hear a sound that stands the hairs of your neck on end. The rasp of a blade sliding from its scabbard. Continue. Oh no. Merchant of Proven. Are you alright? Well, I guess you're alive at any rate. I'm not sure that we can say the same for the other fellow. That's one less thief to trouble our streets at night, although heaven knows he won't be the last. Anyway, maybe you can help me with something. Let's talk more inside. Out here, we don't know who's listening. The merchant takes you to his house. Once inside, he stands by the door for a while checking the street, and then finally convinced you have not been followed, comes near you to speak. Continue. Alright, merchant. Now, let me explain my proposition. We've always had brigands in the hills, driven to banditry by war, debt, or love of violence. Recently, however, they've been getting bolder, leaving their camps in the wild and venturing into town, looking for unwary prey. The watch commander tells us it's because of all the fighting on the frontiers. Fewer men to keep an eye on the streets, but I'm not sure what to make of that. It seems to me that the most logical explanation is that these bandits have an ally inside the walls, who helps them enter unnoticed and helps them identify particularly tempting targets. Last week, you see, they took my brother. I don't know what my brother was thinking. A lad from a prominent house, out alone after dark, in times like these? Well, I suppose you were too. But you're a stranger here, and you didn't know how bad things have become. He had no such excuse. But he's family, so what can you do? If you don't protect your kin, then people will start thinking that you can't protect your investments either. And I can't have that. No doubt the gang will soon send word about a ransom, but I don't care to pay it. Here's my proposition. You look like you've had a bit of experience with a blade. More importantly, you must have a bit of fire in your belly, or you wouldn't be coming to Calradia to seek your your fortune. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Gather a small party, track down these bandits to their lair, teach them a lesson they won't forget, and get my brother back safe. In return, you'll earn my lasting gratitude and a bit of silver. What do you say? Sure, I'm interested. You won't be able to do this by yourself, though. If you try to take on the whole gang single-handedly, the hunter will become the hunted, I'll warn it. You'll first want to round up a group of volunteers. There's always a few lads in the villages around here looking for a bit of work that's more interesting than tilling the soil or hauling water. They'll follow you if you pay them, so take this purse of 100 dinars. Consider it in advance on your reward. Go around to the villages and use the money to hire some help. I'll reckon that you need at least 5 men to take on these bandits. All right then. Very good, sir. I'll go collect some men from around the villages. Good, you can find me again in the tavern here in Proven after you've got your group together. Then we'll speak about what to do next. All right then. Oh, there's a... Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm so used to some games where like Q and E rotate the camera. So I was trying to rotate the camera. But apparently Q does that one thing. Alright then. Let's go to a village. Let's recruit some volunteers. Oh, we find 7 here. Cool. Think about buying some supplies from the peasants. So we have some smoked fish. 150 dinar right now. Let's go ahead and get some grain as well. Oh, looters. Let's attack them. Looter, what do you want? Surrender or die. As you wish, prepare to die. You've encountered looters. You have 8 troops fit for battle against their 4. We're going to charge them. Alright, we won. Oh, we only killed one of them. And I don't have prisoner management, so we can't capture any of them. But we can take their stuff. Oh, I don't have a helmet or anything, so this wool cap is better than my nothing. Oh, and we got 39 dinar. Nice. And a couple of our recruits are already ready to level up to being militia. So we'll do that. Oh, what do we got over here? More looters. What do you want? Surrender or die. As you wish, prepare to die. Charge the enemy. Man, why is the terrain so bad around here? Oh, here we are. Oh no, one of my recruits was killed. But all 7 looters were killed. Let's go to another village and possibly recruit a few more men. Oh, 7 more. Okay, sounds good to me. Alright, let's return to Provence. Oh, who's this fellow? Oh, there, traveler. You wouldn't by chance be in the market for a tracker, would you? Perhaps. What's the urgency? Well, sir, it's a long story. I had a bit of a misunderstanding here in Provence about a horse that I found tied up outside the inn. It was the spitting image of a beast that threw me a few days back and ran off. Naturally, I untied it for a closer look. As it turns out, the horse belonged to a merchant, a pinch-faced old goat who wouldn't accept that it was all a simple misunderstanding, and went off to get the guard. But if I was with a larger group who could vouch for me, they might let it pass. I'd be grateful to you. Perhaps, but how do I know that there won't be a misunderstanding about one of my horses? Sir, I'm offended that you would even think such a thing. I'd be most indebted to you, and you'll see that I show my gratitude. I've ridden over a fair amount of rough country in my time, more often than not in a hurry. I'm a good tracker, and I've got a good eye for terrain. So what do you say? Ah, good, you can be useful to us. I'll be very useful to you, sir. You can bet on that. Just one more thing before we leave. Would you mind lending me 300 dinars? I am ashamed to say it, but I have made myself a bit of a debt here, staying in this tavern over the last few weeks, and the tavern owners no longer believe that I am loaded with gold as I used to tell them. But you know, things could get ugly here if they see me leaving with you before paying them. Yeah, I don't have that kind of money right now. You made it sound like you were desperate to find a group to join. Alright. Hey, merchant. Splendid work. You have hired enough men to take on the bandits. Now, travelers entering Provence have told us that there is a small group of robbers lurking on the outside of town. I suspect that they are all from the same band, the one that took my brother. Hunt them down and defeat them, and make them disclose the location of their lair. Very well. I shall hunt for bandits. Let's go to the marketplace. Let's go to the arms merchant. Anything good here? Not particularly anything that I'm looking for, but this was more about selling things. Alright, that's better. Those must be the robbers we're looking for. What do you want? I've been looking for you. Tell me where you keep your prisoners and I'll let you go. Ah, those prisoners are only going free if you pay their ransom. Did you bring any silver? No, but I brought steel. Alright, let's charge the enemy. You were victorious. 3 killed, 1 wounded. Robert, aye, spare me, spare my life. Let me go and I'll go far away from here and learn an honest trade. You'll never hear of me again. I'll spare your life, but in exchange I want information. Either you or your mates kidnapped the brother of a prominent merchant in town. Tell me where you're hiding him and give me your word that you'll stop troubling the people of these parts and you can go free. Oh, bless you, sir, bless you. We've done the lad no harm. We've taken him in our hideout near Vadar. I'll describe the area nearby in detail so there's no mistaking it. Oh, yep, kidnapper's hideout. Oh, some of my soldiers are ready to upgrade. Aye. So we've got 3 militia and 10 recruits. Let's move the militia down. Let the recruits load out first. You approach the hideout. The looters don't appear to have spotted you yet, and you could still sneak away unnoticed. The difficult approach to the site, down a narrow defile, means that only a handful of troops in your party will be able to join the attack, and they will be unable to bring their horses. If your initial attack fails, the looters will easily be able to make their escape and disperse. You wish to attack the hideout or wait for another occasion? Let's attack the hideout. Alright, I've leveled. Oh no, I lost one of my recruits. Merchant's brother, thank you, sir, for rescuing me from those fiends. Did my brother and Provin put you onto their track? Yes, I told him that I would find you. I advise you return to your family as quickly as you can, and be careful on the road. With their retreat cut off, the looters fall one by one to your determined attack. Their hideout and their ill-gotten gains as, as now yours. Okay. I think you mean are now. These nomad boots are better than the leg armor that I'm currently wearing. Oh, this thick wool cap is better than my wool cap. Alright. And I've leveled the character to level 2. I don't want to up my strength or up my intelligence. I think right now I'd rather up my intelligence. Which also means we get an extra skill point. Let's go with pathfinding since it increases our speed on the map. Plotting's usually good. Inventory management's good. Prisoner management will be good. Then we'd be able to take prisoners. Alright. So our pathfinding up to 2 and our prisoner management up to 1. Put the rest of this in one-handed. Oh. Hey. I can get 2 more militia now. Nice. Alright, so we should return to Provin. Let the merchant know. There's a wandering skald still a book merchant. A cavalry. Heavy. And a ransom broker. Hi there. Oops. There we go. Yes, keep your distance, by the way. My apologies, I was merely going to say you look a bit down on your luck. My luck, you could say that. It was my bad luck to be born to a weak father who married me off to a drunken layabout who beat me. It was my bad luck when I ran away from my husband to be taken by a group of bandits. It was my bad luck that only one among them who was kind to me, who taught me to hunt and fight, inspired the jealousy of the others, who knifed him and forced me to run away again. But I do not count myself unlucky, stranger, no more than any other woman of Calradia. This fetid backwater, this dung heap among the nations populated by apes and jackals. Are you by any chance looking for work? I might be. I could certainly use the money. But let your followers know that I do not suffer louts and brutes. Anyone who misbehaves around me will quickly find an arrow in their gullet. Yeah, I'll hire you. Try not to shoot anyone on your first day. Good. Give me a few moments to prepare and I'll be ready to move. Oh. Okay. I can hire you for free. That's awesome. Okay. Let's go talk to the merchant. Here we go. Well, my brother is home safe, and I'm not sure what to do with him. Maybe pack him off to a university outside Calradia. That way, if he gets knocked on the head in a street brawl, no one can say it's my fault. But that's not your problem. Here's the rest of your reward. Well earned. Well, thank you. Money is most welcome, and I am glad to have been of service. Good. Now, are you interested in making some more? Possibly. What do you need? Remember how I told you that the bandits had an ally inside the walls? I think I know who it is. The captain of the watch, no less. Some months ago, this captain, seeing the amount of profit the merchants were making from trade across the frontiers, decided to borrow some money to sponsor a caravan. Unfortunately, like many who are new to commerce, he failed to realize that great profit only comes with great risk. So he sank all his money into the most expensive commodities. And of course, his caravan was captured and looted, and he lost everything. As a consequence, it seems our captain turned to villainy to recoup his fortune. I suppose I'd do the same if the heavens forbid I ever face the indebtedness and ruination. Now, any watch captain worth his salary will have a few thieves and robbers on his payroll, who inform on the rest. But our captain decides to employ these bandits wholesale. He brings them into the town, lets them do as they will, and takes a share of their take. You've heard of poachers turning gamekeepers? Well, in the unfortunate land of Calradia, some gamekeepers will turn poacher. Luckily, there are still a few brave, honest souls in the watch who've told me how he works. Now, here's the plan. I could bring this to the attention of King Harlaus, lord of the city, but that would mean an inquiry. My word against the captain's. Witnesses can be bought and evidence destroyed, or maybe the whole thing will be forgotten. The enemy comes across the border again, and all I'll get for my trouble is a knife in the ribs. In time of war, you see, a king's eye wanders far from his domain, and his subjects suffer. So I've got another idea. I've got a small group of townsfolk together, some men in my employ, and some others who've lost relatives to these bandits, and we'll storm the captain's home and bring him in chains before King Harlaus. Hopefully with a few captured bandits to explain how things stack up. All I need now is someone to lead my little army into battle, and I can't think of anyone better than you. So what do you say? How do I know that you're telling me the truth? Oh well, I suppose it's possible I found a dozen bandits who were willing to give their lives to give a passing stranger a false impression of life in Old Brabant. Well, I guess you can't really know if my word is good, but I reckon you've learned by now that my money is good. And there's another 100 dinars, or maybe a bit more, that's waiting for you if you do me this last little favor. So what do you say? All right, I'll lead your men. Splendid. It's been a long time since I staked so much on a single throw of the dice, and frankly I find it exhilarating. My men are ready to move on your word. Are you ready? Yes, give them the sign. Good. Now strike hard, strike fast, and the captain and his henchmen won't know what hit them. May the heavens be with you, and also with you. You leave the tavern and go out to the streets. Nervous-looking young men are waiting in every street corner. You can see they have daggers and clubs concealed under their clothes, and catch a mixture of fear, anticipation, and pride in the quick looks they throw at you as you pass by. Praying that your enemies have not been alarmed by this all too obvious bunch of plotters. You check your weapons for one last time and prepare yourself for the action ahead. Continue. Go find these enemies. Merchant of Provence. It's time, lads. Up and at them. Oh, over there. The remaining few bandits scatter off to the town's narrow alleys, only to be hunted down one by one by the angry townsfolk. Making sure that your victory is complete and all the wounded have been taken care of, You and the merchant head to his house to review the day's events. Ah, well done. I saw at least 3 of the enemy go down before you. Keep fighting like that, and you'll make quite a name for yourself in this land. Fortunately, about 10 of my lads got themselves wounded. I should go look in on them. Let every villain learn to fear the name Conrad de Monfort. Yes, yes. A couple of my boys have the watch captain pinned down in a back room with a knife at his throat. I'll need to go drag him before King Harlas and explain what this breach of the peace is all about. You don't need to be a part of that, though. I'll tell you what, if all goes well, I'll meet you in the tavern again shortly and let you know how it all came out. If you don't see me in the tavern, but instead see my head on a spike over the city gate, I'll assume you know enough to stay out of town for a while and forget this whole episode ever happened. So hopefully we'll meet again. Yeah, hopefully. Go to the marketplace. Let's check in with the arms merchant again. Don't think they would have changed their stock already, but you never know. Nope, none of what I'm looking for. I might as well sell stuff here then. Actually, you know what? Um, not quite ready to sell more than that. Right, let's look at my new party member. Um, okay, what can you tell me about your skills? Alright, so you've got Power Draw 2, nice. You've got Tracking 2, Pathfinding 3, Spotting 3. Alright, so you definitely are a scout. One of the best type of companions I can get in the early game. Alright, cool, then let me see your equipment. 23, wow. Your ragged outfit is better than what I'm wearing. I'm taking it off for you, sorry about that. You can have these boots, and they're better than what you were wearing. Oh yeah, vastly better. This wool cap is better than the no headgear that you're wearing at all. You've got a hunting bow, arrows, and a quarterstaff. Let's give you a chipped falchion as well. Alright. And then that's going to be it for today. Thank you for tuning in. This has been Mount and Blade Warband, and I am some guy you've never heard of.